Good morning, friends. Happy Saturday. Happy we made it through another week, and I am so glad that you are here with me, whether you are on the live or whether you watch later on the replay. My name is Robin, and I'm with Robin's Egg Blue Creations, and I'm also an independent designer with Couture. If you happen to be looking for inexpensive, easy to make, easy to clean, DIY, home decor, and gift ideas, you happen to be in the right place. Once you hop on today or on the replay, say hi in the comments. If you're watching replay, put in hashtag replay. I do want to let you know that I am using an online platform called StreamYard. So I'm live in 3 locations this morning. I'm live on my Facebook business page. I'm live on my YouTube channel, and I'm also live in my private Facebook group. And I tell you that in case you hear me refer to a comment that you don't see in your comment feed, that person may be viewing and watching and commenting from a different platform. I just didn't want there to be any confusion. Also, if you're watching from my private Facebook group, if you wouldn't mind giving StreamYard permission to access your profile name and pic, there is a permission link, excuse me, in the bottom of the description of the video. That just allows StreamYard to attach your comment to your Facebook profile and pic. That way you show up under your name and pic in my comments and not just Facebook user. So let's see who's on this morning. Jason's watching from the other side of the door. Again, as you hop on this morning, say hi in the comments. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and flip the camera so that you can see what we are working on. I'm also going to pop in a mint. That way I don't start coughing. So if I sound funny, that's why. If I start chomping, that's why. So if you read the description of the video, it said we were going to have some Frankin fun. Kind of my little play on freaking fun. But I'm going to hopefully turn these scrap wood blocks into some cute little whimsical Frankenstein heads. So I've got my scrap wood. We're going to be using meadow, white, shimmer olive, and I forgot black. Get my black out. So I'm going to be lightening the meadow to kind of give Frankenstein a little bit more of a kind of a limier, lighter green color. And then I'm kind of thinking outside the box a little bit, but most people would look at this silkscreen transfer and think, oh, it's a cute little quote transfer. But when you flip it upside down and you cover up this part, you have the perfect Frankenstein hairline. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be using the best views, and I'm just going to be using this portion to make his hair. And I've got a little XOXO. I'm going to try to use the little X's for some scars. You noticed I had some bubble wrap. We're going to experiment with some bubble wrap. And then I have a whole bunch of embellishments over here. So with that, let's get started. I might even pull out some yellow. I'm kind of going for some kind of a lime green color. And I'm not for sure my white and green are going to get the color. Jason said, that's awesome. Thinking outside the box. Thinking outside the parameters of the transfer. I'm learning. I did see this idea. This is from Charmed by Sage Roberts. She used a piece of felt for the hair, but I was thinking to myself, I just kind of looked through all the current transfers and said, which transfer looks best like Frankenstein hair. And this one happened to be the perfect, this is just perfect. So I bought it just for Frankenstein hair. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have bought it. So now I'm going to take a little bit of Meadow. And because I'm so messy, and this is really dry, I got it in a bowl. I'm going to get a lot out. Just because I won't make two today on camera, but I definitely want to make use of this other piece of wood. And I happened to find the two gnarliest pieces of scrap wood I could find, so there were huge knots, so I had to fill those in. But he's going to be pretty scarred and gnarly looking. I'm probably going to need quite a bit of paste. And yes, I could pull out my acrylic paints. It would be much easier, but I have quite a bit of paste I need to use up. And sometimes it's fun just to do some color mixing. I'll probably end up with baby poop brown again, like I always do, but I need another color stir stick. I don't think I have these down here. I'll use this. These are my old school. Before Couture came out with their own stir sticks, this is what I used. Okay, so let's see what color we end up with. Just contaminated that one. Nothing a baby wipe can't fix. Okay, right now it looks like Salina South colors. Let's see what we get. Let's add in a little bit of distilled water. Maybe. To get out the big dog. There we go. Oh, that meadow was really dry, but that's pretty much the color I wanted. We used to have a color called parakeet, but that has been discontinued. And mine probably dried up. A lot more water though. So how was everyone's week? Does anybody have any big plans for this weekend? Jason says, good job mixing. Since I normally end up with baby poop brown. It looks like today I have not. This may not be enough, but we'll see. I'm going to add a little bit more water. Still a little lumpy, but we'll see how that works. Add a little bit more just to keep it wet. Okay. See, some of these had some pretty gnarly knots. I just used a mixture of the sawdust and wood glue because I did not have any. Just trying to figure out which side's gonna. Trying to avoid knots right around his eye. I think we'll go with this one for right now. Okay, so I'm just using the brush in the artist tool set. I am going to spray my wood a little bit just to make the paint glide a little better. Oh yeah, that's really goopy. smashing down with my paintbrush. I probably should have painted ahead of time, but this, luckily, chalk paste dries super quick. And I'm not terribly worried if it's goopy. I'm not. All those little bumps and nooks and crannies are going to make him look even more scarred up. So okay, so there's one side. I'm just going to keep adding water because it's going to sit here and dry out. Jason says that's literally the perfect color. I'm glad I added a little bit of yellow. Otherwise, it would have just been kind of a minty green. Just jab that goober down in there. Okay. Let's do this top or bottom, whichever it is. It's probably the top. Get some of those goobers off. Okay. I just stuck my finger in it. Okay, I'm going to spray down this paper towel and kind of keep it over my paste so it kind of locks in some of that moisture. Let's dry a couple of these sides so I can move on to the back. I'm just giving them a good dry. Let's get out the big guns today. That little thing just isn't. That one's good for small pieces, but when you've got a lot of surface area like this, you have to bring out the big guns. Okay. So then we'll do this side. spray a little bit more water just because some of that started to dry. Smash those little, my meadow was really dried up and goopy. I probably should have used a different one, but this at least is going to use up quite a bit of that yucky paste. That one was obviously an old formula. The new formula doesn't dry quite like that. It doesn't, it keeps its creamy texture. So is anyone as dumbfounded as me that September is next week? It's just crazy how fast time is going. I literally blinked and missed the whole month of July, and then August has just about gone as fast. It's crazy. But September means it's birthday month. Okay, which, that's the dry side. Okay. Jason says, adios summer and hot sex, hopefully. Okay. It's fairly dry. That end is still a little wet. Okay. I'm just going to slap some paint on, just to use this up on this other one, and that'll give this main one a chance to dry as well. I just don't want to waste the color that I've mixed up. So let's just slap some paint on this one. I feel like I'm channeling my inner Elphaba. Let's do top of this one, and then that'll be it for, have to let these sides dry. Hey, Miss Robin, how are you? Welcome. Glad to see you on this morning. Okay, I'm just going to put that to the side. It'll probably dry out on me, but that's okay. I'm going to put this one to the side because we won't be using it this morning. I just wanted to get some more paint on that one while I still had it diluted. And now, wipe my fingers off. Now I need to try, I wanted to do a little bit of experimenting with bubble wrap. So I gotta figure out, I think I'll just use a color tray for that. But because this meadow is yucky and old and dry, I'll probably find a different one. Let's see. I have a different one. Let's try that one. I have so much paste, it's crazy. Oh, this one's okay. So this one is the old emerald. I mean, we're throwing it back old school. It needs some assistance. So we won't be using that one. This one has never been opened, but it's an old one. So let's see what it looks like. Oh, yucky. Yeah. This is what happens. They do have a shelf life. So use up your paste. Don't do what I did and spend 2 years not chalking a whole lot and then wasting a lot of your pastes. Okay. So now, well, I think we'll just do shimmer olive, but I'll have to water it down a bit. And the shimmers don't do very well watered down, but we'll see what happens. Let's use that one. Bear with me. Robin says she just hopped on. I'm creating Frankenstein's head out of this scrap wood block. So I mixed meadow and bumblebee and a little bit of white to get this color. So we painted this wood block. And now I'm going to play with a little bit of bubble wrap to give him just a little bit of texture. Oh, not that color tray. And then we're going to use this transfer for his hairline. I need some more shimmer olive. Okay. So I'm just going to water this one down as well, just a little bit. Probably not as much as I did the other one, but we'll see. I just mainly kind of want to stamp with the bubble wrap. Let's need some more water. I just want to give him a little texture. He's already got a lot of texture just with the scrap wood look, but I just thought it would be fun to try something a little different. Robin says that's the perfect Frankenstein color. It is. You are correct. Normally when I mix colors, I end up with baby poop brown. It doesn't matter what colors I use. But today I was fairly successful. I'm just going to get a smaller, manageable piece. Right now. We used to have a parakeet color, but it has since retired, and mine is obviously dried up, so we do not have that anymore. So I'm just going to take a small piece of this bubble wrap. I don't know if the shimmer may not work like I want it to, but we'll see. Just because the shimmer doesn't water down as well as... Oh, nope, it does work. It's kind of goopy when I first stamped it, but let's get over here where I haven't gotten anything on the bubble wrap and see if we can... Okay, so let me show you what I've got going on. It's kind of... Oh, there you can see a little bit as I tip it. Just gives them a little bit of texture. Makes them look a little moldy, a little rough around the edges. I would probably pat it on something, like just to get some of the initial goop off. And I'm not too worried up here because that's where his hairline will be. And you could go in and do the sides if you wanted to. Just gives him a little bit more texture. You could, I even thought about doing like the book page transfer. You could do the buffalo plaid, which is retired, but you could still do it. The woven stripe might look good. You could do the chicken wire. Even the wood grain from the 4 farmhouse patterns would look cute, I think. But I kind of wanted to play with bubble wrap, so that's what we did. So that's kind of what we have. It'd probably look better when it's not tone on tone, but that was kind of what I was going for. So we'll stop with that. I'm just going to throw that piece away. Robin says she likes what the shimmer does. And then one more thing. Let's dry this. And then let's give him a few scars. Actually, let's not do that yet. Because I want to get his eyes and his mouth placed, and then we'll figure out where to put the scars. So I have this little XOXO that's just from a random, I think it's probably from an old vintage truck transfer, but we'll use the little X as kind of like a scar, but we'll do that later. Let's put his hair on next. I'm actually going get rid of all this cardboard before I make a complete mess, which I've already done. I am a spicy disaster. Okay, so remember, this is the transfer, the best views. Most people would put it on a surface just like this, cute little quote, little mountain scene. But today we're going to flip it upside down, and it's going to become Frankenstein hair. Robin says tone on tone looks perfect. Good, because that's what I was going for. Okay, this is a silkscreen reusable transfer. It is reusable about 8 to 12 times depending on how well you take care of them. And because it's reusable, I want to make sure that I get it on the correct side of the backer sheet when I'm done cleaning it. So I have written the name of the transfer on the back side. You could just write back if you wanted to. I just wrote the name. So I'm going to take it off of the backer sheet. I'm going to put that to the side. And then I don't think I'm going to wax. I'm just going to fuzz really well today. And, well, we'll fuzz the whole thing. So I want to fuzz because I'm working on a painted wood surface. I do not want my transfer to pull up any of that paint or any of those wood fibers because this is a really rough piece of wood. I even sanded it with 50 grit sandpaper and it's still rough. I also do not want my transfer to stick so hard that it stretches or pulls. And because when that happens, it will curl up, and one, it won't stick to your backer sheet very well, and two, it might stretch it or distort it and then it won't work the same. Okay, so I'm just going to put the backer sheet on the bottom section. Just figure out which part of the, right there, I think. Yep. So I'm just going to stick that down. There isn't a lot to burnish. That's a lot of silkscreen. So I'm going to get my black velvet out, not that one. Man, pastes are in bad shape. I need to mark which ones are good and which ones aren't. That one's a better one. Okay, so let's get a squeegee. So this is just chalk in liquid form. Even that's a little dry, even though it's the new formula. Let's give that a little water. You want your paste to be kind of a sour cream or yogurt consistency. It's easier to spread that way. You have to use less pressure. And then your silk screens won't buckle or shift underneath you as much if you use a lighter pressure. Even though this black is supposed to be the creamy dreamy formula, it's never acted right for me. But I know they've had some issues with black. Some of the blacks had a foul odor for a while, but I just need to get a new one. Okay, I think that'll work better. Much better. So I've just put some on at my squeegee, and I just took off my I'm gonna have to be very careful. I'm going to use light pressure, and I'm only going to go in one direction so that I don't buckle my transfer. I should probably get a lot more than that. Still probably a little thick. I'm just going to take off the excess, put it back in my jar. And I'm just going to keep using my squeegee to lightly smooth it out. I'm going to pull it off to see where I might have missed. That looks pretty good. Go with that. Oh my goodness. I'm a mess, people. Okay. So I'm going to pull this off slowly. And it is supposed to be distressed like that. That's kind of how the transfer was made. So we'll put this over here and we'll wash it in a little bit. Let's get that dry. It's looking like Frankenstein. might go in later and pull the black around to the sides and the back. But for right now, we'll just leave it like that. Jason says that's perfect Frankenstein here. I thought so. I scoured the catalog till I found a few transfers that might work. Okay. Okay, so I bought some of these wood findings. You could probably find some transfers that have circles on them, but I'm choosing to go a different route. And I even thought about doing two different types of eyes. Like he would just, whatever junk you have laying around is what you use for his eyes. You could even use buttons. Like one sticks up higher than the other, one's bigger than the other. So I thought those would be cute. So I'm just going to get some acrylic paint out just for these. It's quick and easy. Let's see if I have a paintbrush. Just move that out of the way because he'll end up wearing most of that probably if I don't. Let's find a little piece of cardboard here. I'm just going to quickly paint these. And I'm going to end up wearing most of this paint probably. Oops, I probably shouldn't have painted that. Okay, that one's done. I got way too much paint out. This one, it's cheat. I'm gonna get another wipe out. See, I do not like getting dirty, but if I can do this, anybody can do this. I just have to clean my hands a little bit more than most people would. That's why I don't garden either, because I don't like to get dirty. So I'm just going to put a little piece of folded over tape on my cardboard just to kind of help stick this one down. And then I don't have to hold it. Which is what I should have done on the knob, but I didn't. So what do you think about the different eyes? Yay, nay, that's weird, that's whack. I don't know. I just thought it was something cute. He's truly upcycled that way. Okay, so let's give those a dry. Jason says, I like them, fits the character. Besides, Frankenstein was upcycled. You are, thanks for that reminder. So whatever parts and pieces you have in your stash, that's what you use. Okay. I think his eyes are good. I'm trying to move all this wet paint out of the way. Okay, so we've got his eyes. Now I just got to figure out. Oh, that wasn't dry. Okay. Now, which way do I want his eyes? Using the camera. So bottom, big one on bottom, little one. Nope, I think I like it that way. Kind of makes him look like he's looking up. Okay, so I'm going to use a little bit of power tack and a little bit of hot glue. Take the lid off. I always hate when glue bottles glue their lids to themselves. Robin says, so cute, love the eyes. If you want to make one, all the wood findings and wood pieces are on sale at Hobby Lobby this week. I always love when their wood pieces are on sale. So I'm just putting a little bit of power tack on the inside. And I'm going to dab some glue, hot glue, and this is Gorilla hot glue. Gorilla glue, hot glue. Put one eye there. So power tack is great for the long haul. Hot glue gives you that immediate adhesion. Little tiny, just enough to get it stuck down on there. Hold that down a little bit. He looks cute. Okay, and to upcycle him even more, again, this was not my idea. I stole it, but this is a zipper. So you can either, you can do one piece, just the top piece of the zipper. You can do both pieces of the zipper together, which I kind of like. Okay, I am going to cut the end off, I think. Although the end was really cute, but okay, so I think I want there. So I'm going to kind of make him look a little jagged. Now he kind of looks like that character from Hocus Pocus that had his mouth zipped shut. But I think the original creator of this only used one side of the zipper, but I actually think I want to use both sides of the zipper. And then he's going to get a little tie down here, so I don't want to go too low. It is like E6000, but I think it dries a little faster. It says for best results, allow to dry 24 hours, but I think it dries a little faster than E6000, and it doesn't stink as bad as E6000. And every time I get E6000, it dries up on me. And I've had this one for a while, but it's industrial grade adhesive, perfect for glass, tile, stone, metal, wood, and fabric. And it's by Beacon. I really like it. I have used it on fabric. I've used it on wood. Okay, so let's get this back out. I'm going to add some to the inside, down by the zipper. Billy Butcherson. Thanks. I couldn't remember the guy's name. You'd think I'd remember with as many times as I'd seen Hocus Pocus. Speaking of, is everyone excited that Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out? Okay, I got some spillage. Let's get him down. So there is Frankenstein right now. And then I think the next thing we need to do is try to drill in. I have these square nails. They were in my stash. I used them for pumpkin stems a couple years ago. So I was going to try to put them into the sides of his head. I probably should have cut them down with bolt cutters, but I did not get that done. Jason says he just hopes Hocus Pocus 2 is good. It's going to be tough to be as good as the original. Yeah, I think it'll be good. Well, I hope it'll be good. Okay. So I'm just getting a drill bit. I'm not the best at drilling, and for these to be not so long, I'm going to have to drill quite a bit. So if I have trouble, I may call for my assistant, but let's measure up a little bit. I think I'm just going to measure up 2.5. I don't even care if they're centered. I just want to make sure I go up equidistance. Okay, here goes. You have not seen the first Hocus Pocus? It's such a good movie. Bette Midler, Kate Najimy, and Sarah Jessica Parker are amazing. Totally different from their original, than their persona. It's just, yeah. Okay, so let's. Let's see how far I got in. Oh, I gotta go a lot more. Pretty impressed with myself, to be honest. Yeah, I may have to end up cutting those down. Those are a bit big. And I feel like I've gone in pretty far. No. It may be that my hole isn't big enough. Well, I'll have to do that off camera, but you get the point. I'm going to go ahead and drill my other hole. I may just need a bigger drill bit too to get, because the nail stops because it's so thick. I don't really want to Oop. I was afraid that was going to happen. I think. There we go. I was going the wrong way. Yeah, I think I just need to, I'm going to cut the nails off with bolt cutters. And then I will drill bigger holes. I really want it to look more like that. So I'll have to do that off camera, but let's finish him up with a cute little bow. You get the point. And then I'll post a picture when I'm all done. I got to practice my drill skills though, so that's always good. Okay, so I had a bow that I took apart the other day, so I used some pieces from that. So I have some black and white stripe. I have this cute cheetah that I thought would be fun on top. I always love to use bandanas. I think because these are short, I'm going to glue them together with just some hot glue. Well, Robin, you need to watch the first Hocus Pocus. It's a ton of fun. So I'm just using a little bit of hot glue. I'm just going to stick these two together. I'm using my multi-tool to hold it down. It's heat proof. It's made of silicone rubber, so I will not burn my little fingers. Okay. So I think we'll just tie him on, and I'll tie him over here. Since his mouth goes higher on this side, we'll have the knot over here. So I'm going to pull that tight. Hold that with my finger. So we've got that portion. So I'm going to cut this one in half. I may even cut it into thirds. Robin says she'll have to look for Hocus Pocus. We'll try it in half, so we may have to cut it down. So I'm going to cut this one in half. So then I'm going to crisscross those. Let's add a little bit of purple. Because, you know, Halloween is the only time that this girl uses purple. Let's add a little orange. Orange, you're glad you watched today. And then let's add this black and white. Although it should probably... And then I think We'll add the cheetah on the top too. So I tried to pre-pinch those black and white ones because they are so thick. Before I pull it really tight, kind of adjust things. And then we may have to hot glue the bow so it stays off of his mouth. Robin says she may have to steal this idea. Steal away, because I stole it from Sage Roberts at Charmed by Sage. She used felt for the hat, or for the hair. And that's a wee bit long, but I just thought it would be cute to try to find a transfer that would work for the hair. And I think I nailed that, if I do say so myself. I'm just going to trim these up because they are a little long for his face. And then you can just kind of pull everything apart so you can see all the different colors. Come on. That guy a little trim. Pull these apart a little bit. Get rid of all my scraps. I had bought, I didn't know if any of these little fun things would, if I could tuck those in the bow, but I kind of like the bow the way it is. He could use, I do have a little, what do y'all think? I could put a spider in the middle of the bow, or I could just leave it. What do y'all think? I kind of think just leave it. Hey, Miss Ashley. How are you? Robin says no spider. Ashley says she likes the way it is. Hello, Miss Anita. She says she loves how I put this together. Again, it's not my idea. I stole it from Sage Roberts at Charmed by Sage. But I kind of put my own little spin. We used, let me pull the transfer back out. I have not cleaned it, but I thought outside of the transfer this time. I'm kind of proud of myself. I looked through the Sage originally used felt for her hair, which you could totally do, but I thought there's got to be a Couture transfer that would work for hair. So the best views come after the hardest climb. Is this cute little mountain scene. But if you flip it over, it makes the cutest little Frankenstein hair. So, and it is still available. I do have everything linked in the cart link, although I did not add Bumblebee or black. The color I used Meadow, Bumblebee, and white to get kind of the lime green color. And then I used my mess. Excuse me, Shimmer Olive and Bubble Wrap to get kind of that mottled. You can see it as I tilt it, that kind of moldy look to him. And then I used these split balls I've used one for one eye, and I used this furniture knob for the other eye. So he's got two different eyes, and then I used a zipper for his mouth. And then I just used some scrap ribbon for his bow. Do I have any transfers with spider webs? Yeah, the 'tis the season to be spooky. I was going to use this little, real quick. I don't really have any good green though. Actually, let's pull out pesto. I was going to use the X of this XOXO and give him a few little scars. You could use a staple gun, which the originator used staple guns. I also have these square nails, and I drilled holes in, but I need to cut these bolts down because they stick out a bit too far. I want them to be kind of like that. So I'll have to cut those down. I'll have to drill bigger holes. But let's give him a few little scars. And see, kind of make him look a little yuckier. So I'm just fuzzing the X part over here on my towel a little bit. So let's give him, I'm going to use one of these multi-tools. How many tools and junk can I use from my stash? And I swear I cannot do a quick project. I try. I swear I try. I value your time, but they always seem to go more than an hour. If I could get it down to 30 minutes, I would. But I appreciate you all hopping on today. Oh, perfect. So there's one little scar. So if you put it on its side, it makes a fun little scar. And I'm not even going to clean. I'm just going to lay down another. So there's another one. Let's see. Probably should have put that one up higher. Let's give him one down by his mouth. It's a little close to his mouth, but we'll try it. So, Ashley, were you suggesting spider webs to put some on his face? So that would be cute. I had thought about that. I'd suggested earlier you could use the wood grain from the 4 farmhouse patterns. You could even use the chicken wire or the book page. Even the brick would look really cute just to do. And I thought about doing, splotches of book page, a splotch of wood grain, but maybe I'll try that on the other one. So there's all of his little scars. He's super cute. I will take the black around to both sides, but I will do that later. Hey, Miss Egla. Anita says so creative. Egla says cute. Thanks. Steal away, folks, because I stole it from Sage. Oh yeah, corner over his hair. Yeah. Robin says she likes the bubble wrap. True splotchiness. Yep. So I did the bubble wrap in the shimmer olive, so you can kind of see it as I turn it. It gives him kind of a moldy old look, but I think he's super cute. So I want to see yours after you make him. Egla's she's clapping. So let's go to the front view. We'll hold him up for you. So there he is. Don't forget, I'll add bolts, but I need to cut these down because those are way too big. So I kind of want it to look more like that. But that is cute little, we had our Franklin fun. So we've got our cute little Frankenstein. I think he's super cute. So show me yours. The Anita says the snowflake. Or snowflake. It looks like a snowflake from here. A spider web over his hair. That would be cute. No to buy. Oh, you want me to? I'll have to look through my stash. I have a few Halloween ones in my sales stash, and I'll look through my scratch and dent ones too to see. And I'll let you know. So. Okay, no, thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Egla says, love your hair. Thank you. I'm trying to grow it out, but with this 100-degree and humid weather, I've just about shaved it all off a couple times, but we'll see. Hopefully in the fall when it's not so humid, it'll look better. But still working on this part. Don't know whether it likes to either lay flat or go straight up, and trying to figure all that out. Okay, let's go over a few, just want to remind you that Robin says, great job. Thanks for the inspiration. Well, thank you. Much appreciated. Don't forget, you have a couple more days, 4 or 5 more days to get the Shimmer Very Peri for free if you spend $90 US or I can't see it. It's too small. Or $125 Canadian. If you're a Club Couture member and you spend $100 US or $130 Canadian, you can get the Shimmer Very Peri chalk paste and a detail tool for free. You also, go to this one. Don't forget you have about 4 or 5 more days to get the Home Sweet Home Club Couture transfer. This one is one of my all-time favorites. Just the detail on that house is, they just knocked it out of the park. But Club Couture subscription, it's a DIY monthly subscription kit delivered straight to your mailbox. It comes with an exclusive size B transfer and 3 chalk paste singles. This month's colors are Ocean Mist, Shimmer Rose Gold, and Shimmer Moonlight. It is $21.99 a month for a 3-month minimum commitment, but you can cancel at any time after that. Also, as a club member, you get $5.99 flat rate shipping on the first chalk site order of each month. There's also other special offers and deals throughout the month. Speaking of chalk sites, because I've been on so long today, I will review it on Monday, but we designers all are starting to get access to new websites that include, they just look, they look a lot better, they're a lot cleaner. But the coolest thing for customers, and I'm sure that actually designers can do it too, you can now do let me take that off. You can now do a wish list, so you can heart certain items and it will convert it to a wish list, and then you can share out the URL to family members and friends for gift ideas. So if you build a Christmas list idea of chalk couture products that you want, put them in your wish list, and then you can send out that URL for gift ideas. So I will review that though next week. I've kept you on long enough today. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you all have a great weekend, and I will see you later. Thanks for watching.